The reason why we are having this meeting is because there are a lot of opinions out there about what the program is all about, and I think that it's important that we have this meeting to clear the air and let you all out there know why we're running this program. So before I run down through the whole show, I have an agenda set up, and one of the things I really want you guys to know about this meeting is, first, is to know why we are running this program called Way Up Abroad, why we are running it, and what we hope to achieve from this program. The other thing that I also want you to know is to also meet our company, Michelle and Anthony, which is the mother company that is running this program, and Way Up Abroad. So the first thing I have on the agenda is introduction of the guests. All right, so I'll quickly go right into the introduction of the guest. I have right here with me the MD and the CEO of Michelle and Anthony. His name is Mr. Femi Ajulo. He's also a father figure for everyone here at Michelle and Anthony, and he's our boss. He's a brother. He's a father. He's that person that you can talk to freely, walk into his office and talk to. And he started this company decades ago, providing educational opportunities for young people in Nigeria. So I will just hand over the mic to Mr. Femi to give us a little bit of introduction. Mr. Femi.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, sir.
My name is Femi Ajulo, and I'm here to shed more light on what Lolade has been telling you. Way Up Abroad is a way of allowing Nigerians to benefit in studying in some countries that their education is very, very good and the price is very, very cheap. One of such places is Turkey. We have Russia, we have Ukraine and other, but we are concentrating on Turkey for today. Turkey, how did they do their transformation in education? They are one of the biggest in when you talk about machine and equipment manufacturing today, and a lot of things have gone very well for them. There was a time they sent a lot of students on scholarship to US, UK, Canada, and they made sure that when these students finished, they must work in the universities there and rise to the position of dean. So when they rose to those positions, they allowed them to come back home and to come and change the curriculum of their academics. So somebody that has run to be dean in Harvard or anywhere will set up using the same model to set up the universities. And that was what gave Turkish universities a lot of standards. They have the best things in equipment, education, technological advancement, and Greek, even finance. Turkey is a very big part of Europe now in terms of development. So you'll be hearing more about it. We are expecting one of our partners also to join so that we can shed more light on the Way Up Abroad and the free schools or tuition free that is in Turkey. Thank you. I'll be taking off my camera because of so that you can hear me very well, because the network might not be too good. But I'm open to any question, and I'll put on the chat box my personal email so that you can ask me anything later. Thank you.
So thank you, Mr. Femi, for that wonderful introduction. Mr. Femi is very passionate about young people. So he has been providing educational opportunities for young people right since the beginning of Michelle and Anthony. And I think that it is one of the fundamental stories of Michelle and Anthony. That's how we started as a company, providing young people with educational opportunities abroad. Now, we are expecting another representative from Turkey His name is Volga Arif. He's representing Wayupabroad in Turkey. He's our co-worker colleague in Turkey, providing us with all of the necessary information and all of the necessary relationships with the university. He interfaces the Michel and Anthony Wayupabroad with the universities there. All right, so he's yet to join, but when it does, he will quickly give us his introduction. One thing that I didn't ask Mr. Femi is that, Mr. Femi, you didn't tell us your nickname, maybe because we didn't put you as part of our roll call, but that is fine. Maybe before we run through the whole webinar, you're able to give us your nickname and your pet name, your favorite pet name. All right. So moving on to the next thing on the agenda. The next thing on the agenda is, so what's this thing about Wayupabroad? What is this thing, what is Wayupabroad all about? As Mr. Femi has laid the foundation, Wayupabroad is a combination of, stories of the past and our, future outlook as a company as individuals. All right. So please just give me a moment. There are others that want to join that are asking for the link. So let me just give me a moment to do that, to help them with the link so that they can join. All right. Is that okay, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Wayupabroad started a few months ago, and it started on, the fundamentals of providing young people with educational opportunities. So like I said, Mr. Femi has been in this business for a long time. Michel and Anthony has been in this business for a long, very, very long time, but he has been looking for opportunities to provide, young people with very, very affordable and cheap educational opportunities abroad. So before I joined, so the story behind Wayupabroad is before I joined Michel and Anthony, I came in to Michel and Anthony to meet Mr. Femi to sell a Samsung product. So I was a Samsung sales representative. I worked with a company called Akari. So I was introduced to Mr. Femi, and Mr. Femi welcomed me open hands, and I introduced the product to him. The products are very, very expensive products. So, and Mr. Femi is one of the classes of people that can afford such products. So that was why I got introduced to him. So when I came in, he welcomed me. I did a presentation about the product, the benefits, the opportunities. So he said that, that he likes the way I presented the whole product thing, that he's interested in it. But more importantly is that he thinks that we can work together to find better ways to work, to collaborate. So he invited me over again to the office, and he opened me to a lot of things about education. The interesting thing is that I have been in education for a long time, but I've not been doing study abroad, providing students with opportunities abroad. But what I have done in the past is providing young people with opportunities in universities. So I found it as an opportunity to work with him, to collaborate and to learn from him. So Wayupabroad came about when he told me about how Michel and Anthony started on a good note, and he told me that the opportunities, the educational opportunities he wants to push out there to the young people. So he gave me the opportunity about Turkey. He gave me the contact. We started the program together. We initiated it. The interesting thing about Wayupabroad is when I was a young child, I started my education in a public school, and in that public school, the toilet is so bad, the food is so bad, the whole place is, dirty and all. But I was lucky. My mom, she made some money and she pulled me out of that public school and put me in a private school. So afterwards, I was better at what I was doing, and that gave me, a better understanding of how education can help shape dreams and ideas of young people. So when I met Mr. Femi and was giving me all of the introduction and the background, so this was part of the story that came to bring up that came to birth Wayupabroad. So it's something that is very, very passionate to me. It's something that I hold dearly at my heart. And I know that right now, if my mom had this opportunity called Way Up Abroad, she would jump on it. So that's about Way Up Abroad, to provide young people with educational opportunities. So we want to bring Way Up study abroad opportunities to the lower class of people, to the average families, to those families that don't have the thousands of dollars to spend for Harvard, Yale, Coventry University, Southampton University, but then can still get the same quality, with less than those kind of thousands of dollars. So that is Way Up Abroad. And when we started, we had to, push the information out there to the young people that there is a program like this, there is an opportunity like this for young people out there that desire to study abroad in Turkey. So that's the thing about that's the story about the Way Up Abroad. We are very passionate about it. Mr. Femi is also very, very passionate about it. So Mr. Femi, I don't know if you have any other contribution to this Way Up Abroad introduction. I know you've given us your own introduction. If you don't have any, we'll go right to the next agenda. But if you guys have any question regarding how we started, what it is, please just note your questions after the whole presentation of the slide. You can go in and ask your question. All right.
I don't have any other teacher. You can continue.
Okay, sir. Okay, great. Okay, so the next agenda. The next item on the agenda is, so this Way Up Abroad, what are the processes like? What are the stages of this Way Up Abroad? What is the unique thing or model, aside from it being, affordable or tuition-free educational opportunity abroad? So one of the stages for this Way Up Abroad is the recruitment stage, which we are in right now. So we are currently promoting it. We're currently advertising this program on Facebook, on Instagram, on different channels, two different social media channels, to be able to get young people like you out there that are interested or are looking for this kind of opportunity, and your parents or you personally can afford it. So that is the first thing. We're in the recruitment phase. And in the recruitment phase, what we've done is we've created a website, which is www.wayupabroad.com, where you can go and find the basic information about Way Up Abroad. And there is a registration form that you have all filled. That registration form is for us to be able to get your data and what you're interested in, particularly about this program. After this recruitment process, there is a selection process that follows. In this recruitment process, for you or interested candidates to complete their registration, you need to make a payment for the CBT or the online assessment. The assessment is just for us to validate the maturity level of students that will be going to Turkey, because we don't want situation whereby when people go to Turkey, they misalign their priorities. So we want to make sure that the best of the best out of those that we've recruited are going out there, because there are students also international students coming from different parts of Europe and the world all together to join in that program. So we want to make sure that all of the students that are qualified, duly qualified, get the opportunity to be there. So that is why the selection is very, very important. And there are two types of the selection, which is the CBT or the online. The CBT is that you have to be physically present at the CBT center, which is with Workforce in Bagada. And then the online is that for those that have applied outside of Lagos, due to the current security situation in the country, you don't need to necessarily come to Lagos to the CBT center. So we devised the online assessment. So the online assessment is that students will take the student online with a laptop, or a friend's laptop or in a cyber cafe through a web link, and then you can do it from the comfort of your environment or from the comfort of your home, which is very, very safe for you than traveling down to Lagos. And if you're in Lagos and still think that or feel that you don't necessarily need to come to Bagada or be physically present at the CBT center, that is fine. You just pay the 10,000 naira for the assessment. So that is about the selection. So after the selection, what does the online assessment entail? So the online assessment entails 3 key subjects: English, mathematics, and general questions. English, mathematics, and general questions at O level and A level, both for undergraduate study or masters. So if you have selected to study for your first degree, which is your undergraduate, what you should expect if you have chosen the CBT or the online is English, mathematics, and general question at O levels and A levels. All right, so that is just about the subject for the assessment. Then after the assessment, what is the minimum requirement? I know that's the question you're thinking. What's the minimum requirement to qualify for the program? So the minimum requirement is 50%. 50% is the minimum that is required that you score in the assessment, whether you did it as CBT or you did it online. 50% is the minimum requirement. And as I mentioned earlier, we want to make sure that students that actually get placed in universities will be competing with other students from other parts of the world. So we want to make sure that the best of the best get this limited placement in Turkey, so that they will represent us as a company, they will represent themselves well, and they will represent the nation well. All right, so that's the minimum requirement for selection. All right, so the 50% does not guarantee that you get a direct placement in the university in Turkey. No, the 50% guarantees that you have been selected to proceed to the next phase of the Wayupabroad program, that you have been selected. Anything less than 50%, you're not going to be selected to be placed in any university. So that takes me to the next stage in the Wayupabroad program. First stage is recruitment. Second stage is selection. Third stage is the admission placement, provided that you have scored 50% in your assessment. So the students that have scored 50% in their assessment, please give me a second. People are sending me messages to join in the program. About 1,000 people have registered so far. So, and I want to make sure that they get all the information that is required. Just give me a second to share this with. Oh my God. Please hold on. For the CBT and 10,000 for the online test. And what you should expect in the CBT or the online test is the subjects will be English, mathematics, and general questions at O level and A level. The reason why we're doing this selection process is to make sure that the best students get placed in the universities. So it is competency based. And when the best students get this placement, they're able to represent themselves well, their families, and the nation, and they're able to do Michelle and Anthony proud. So that's why the selection is like that. And moving ahead from the selection is the admission placement, what is required for candidates to be selected is 50% minimum test score is required for candidates to move on to the next phase, which is the placement phase. So if you don't score up to 50% in this online or CBT assessment, we are not going to touch any of your credentials. You're not going to hear from us, or you're not going to get a call from us about moving to the next phase. We're not going to do it. You cannot call us and say, please, this is that. Can I do the test again? No. Please make sure that you do well in the English, mathematics, and general questions. That's what we're saying this. Please, there's no way, you cannot bribe your way through this kind of program. Please. So when we do that, the selection will be for those that score 50 and above. Now, for those that score 50 and above, what will be required from them will be their credentials. And these credentials are for the undergraduate, your international passport, your passport photograph, your O-level results. And your O-level results must come with your a scratch card for us to verify that it is truly your O-level results. So we're going to do a verification for that. And your reference letter, a reference from a sponsor, from your parent who is sponsoring you in the program. We need a reference letter from that person. And we also need a personal statement why you want to study abroad, why you want to study in Turkey in particular, why your credentials should be considered worthy of admission than any other student from Poland, Norway, or other European or other countries in general that are also looking for the same admission slot. So that is for the undergraduate. For the postgraduate masters, what will be added is your transcript. We need your transcript, your results. In the beginning of the admission process, you can forward it to us. The photocopy document, you can forward the photocopy of the original transcript and the result to us. But going into the admission fully, the school, you have to send us the original copy of the transcript and the photocopy of your result. The original copy of your transcript should be made available for us. So this information will still be made available to those that qualify, that score 50% in the test. This information that I just shared with you, these credentials, will be made available to everyone in the process. So we're not lost in the information that we're sharing today. All right. So after we verify the result and all of that, Michelle and Anthony will take the credentials with our representative in Turkey. I'm just checking for him if he's available here, so that he can come on board. I can introduce him, but he's not yet here. So I will just go ahead and continue. So he would start the placement once the admission credentials has been verified. And once we start the placement, we have about a minimum number of 3 weeks to get the admission placed in the universities that we already have relationships with. And after 3 weeks, students should be expectant of their admission. Now, I'm not saying that every student will get admission. International placements are very, very competitive placements. That is why we are looking for the best of the student from the selection process that would be placed and duly considered for an admission above every other counterpart from Poland, Norway, Germany, or other countries. Because I believe that we are very smart people here. We are very intelligent, and we can also do well in terms of academic pursuit. So after 3 weeks, Michelle and Anthony will would be getting back to the students on the admissions that have been offered, the provisional admission that has been offered. So again, in the process, information will be shared about the stages and about the processes of the admission. So when some admissions has been placed, some students have been offered provisional admission out of the selected students, those that scored 50% in the assessment. We will get back to them via the email and their phone numbers and email that we already have in our database. We'll get back to them to proceed with the admission. What the school will do is offer provisional admission. Now it is now left to the student to accept the admission. So now that takes me to the next step. So when students are offered provisional admission, they need to pay up necessary fees. There are fees to be paid. You know, I studied University of Ilorin, and when I was offered, admission in the University of Ilorin, what we had to do was that we had to pay an acceptance fee, and I think that I vividly remember that we paid about 10,000 acceptance fee in the University of Ilorin. But in this case, this is not University of Ilorin, this is Turkey. There are better universities, better, more qualified universities in Turkey than my own university, University of Ilorin. But then it's still my alma mater. So the payment would be for acceptance, so that we can quickly accept the admission that has been offered to the student. So there will be an acceptance fee, there will be an admission processing fee, there will be university charges fee, there will be fees for accommodation, there will be fees for a foundational language course, there will be fees for insurance, visa processing, and all. So let me break it down to you. So when we place your admissions in the university, we're not taking any dime from anybody. We're not taking any kobo or any dollar from anybody, from any candidate, until the admission has been offered. So when the provisional admission has been offered to the student, first payment the student needs to pay is for the admission processing and the acceptance fee. Now, the acceptance fee is to accept that the provisional admission is well received from you, that you want to study that particular course that you have been offered. In addition to the acceptance fee, the university charges, because this is a tuition-free program. Tuition-free means that you're not paying much on the school fees, but you are paying for other services that will be rendered by the university. So the school fees, primarily in Turkey, starts from $3,000 upwards to $20,000, $25,000 between state and private universities. But that burden has been taken away already. So what you need to pay for is university charges. University charges are just normal university dues that some of us that have been through this university process, that we pay. So what are these university dues? Some universities might be providing you with Wi-Fi. In fact, most universities will provide you with Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi is not a core provision of the university. The university is providing you that service through a third party. So university needs to make payment for that, and you need to pay for that. That's one. The other one, which is part of the university charges, is the transportation. There are some universities that would offer transportation on campus. So you would also need to pay for that. The other one that you also need to pay for is cafeteria. The university might be providing you maybe free meal vouchers. You also need to pay for that. So, but these fees are not above $500. These fees gathered together, Wi-Fi, transportation, cafeteria, they are not above $500. So you should note this down. This is not more than $500 per session. Per session. So per year, that's what you're paying for. And the other fees, that you also need to pay for is the accommodation. The accommodation is such that you have an admission. It is important that you pay for accommodation. So when you get there, you have somewhere to sleep. You're not sleeping in the hotel or looking for Airbnb or trying to squat with someone. No. So you need to pay for accommodation in advance. And on average, accommodation in most of the schools that we have is between $100 to $120 per month. $100 to $120 per month. Now, in a year, that is about $1,200 or $1,400 per month, per year. So that is something you should note down. Um, you are allowed to pay per month, but Wayupabroad, advise that you pay for a year ahead, so that when you go broke, I hope you don't go broke, but when you go broke, you have somewhere to sleep to continue your admission. And this is very, very important. So what we recommend is that you pay for 1 full year in advance. If you have been offered admission, you pay for 1 full year in advance. So just put a price tag of $1,500 annual for the 12 months accommodation that is required. So the other one is the foundation. Now, the when you start your classes, most of the classes are taught in Turkish language. So it is required that every international student, and this is by all means standard everywhere, that every international student goes through a language course. So the language course is to prepare you to learn the Turkish language so that you know what is being taught in the class. And this language course costs about $600. $600, and you are allowed to make payment instrumentally when you get to Turkey. So this is the payment you pay when you get to the school. You pay $600 maximum, because the costs vary from school to school. But on average, we've seen that $600 is the maximum that students will pay. The universities make it flexible for every student to make instrumental payments, because it is a prerequisite for every international student to learn the Turkish language, so that you know what is being taught in class. And I think that this is a plus for anyone. Being multilingual is very important in today's in our society today. It opens a lot of doors for you, for anyone that can speak more than one, two languages. It's very, very important. I know that last year Nigeria just signed a bilateral agreement with Turkey. To do the essence of the bilateral agreement is to do more business with Turkey. So Nigeria, as our nation, we have a pact with the Turkish government to do more business with them, to allow the business relationship to grow well, transferring technology, transferring human resources, transferring capital between those two nations. So if you learn this language, you have an advantage through this bilateral relationship, from the opportunities that will be coming forth from it in the coming future. So it is not a waste of your $600. It's an investment that you have made in the future opportunities, and you are preparing yourself to actually take advantage of such opportunities that will come. And there are a lot of interesting things about speaking Turkish language, but I will not go far into that. You can find more information on Google about the Turkish language, but it is a prerequisite for every international student to go through this language course. And it is not a very difficult course. On average, from the assessment that has been conducted, most students usually pass this course. So it's not a course that you are scared that what if you don't pass? What if I don't make it? Or would I continue the classes? Would I lose my admission? So it is very simple. If you have qualified here from the CBT and the online assessment, I don't think that there's any Turkish language assessment that would scare you. So that's just about the foundational language, which is for $600 maximum. The additional thing that I want to also add is insurance, visa processing, and visa application. So once the admission has been offered, part of the things that we'll be doing simultaneously, once the admission has been offered to the students, making payments, ensuring that the credentials are good for the visa application. So the school, once they've given you, once they've offered a provisional admission, there is a letter, there's an invitation letter that the school sends to us for each of the students that have been offered provisional admission. That is the letter we'll take to the embassy to process your visa. Now you will make payment for the visa because Michelle and Anthony would would make all of the arrangement on your behalf. So you make payment for the visa. And visa processing fee, we have not concluded because there are some directions that the Turkish embassy is yet to conclude on. But in the coming week, which is next week, all the details of this course will be shared with everyone so that you can start saving now to avoid disqualifying, to avoid any disqualification or avoid losing this opportunity. All right, so the visa processing fee, the application fee, and all of that, we've not actually put a particular figure because the embassy in Abuja is there to give us some directions to directly to Michelle and Anthony about this program. But next week we're going to have a full direction on the cost and the other logistics that will be required for us to get your visa once your admission is ready. All right. Uh, in addition to the fees that you should also prepare for those that would be offered admission. Generally, I wish everybody the best. That's why it's important for everybody to start saving now. Start saving now. The flight, if you want Michelle and Anthony to also do that on your behalf, that is fine. But the flight is something you can do yourself. You can also find out how much it costs for the Turkey tickets from any of the available websites on Google. You can find out whether it's Wakana or TripAdvisor or anyone. So you find the cost of the flight. You also need to understand that you need to save some money, some pocket money, so that you are not stranded when you get to Turkey. You're not stranded. It's important that you're not stranded. But Michelle and Anthony is making arrangement for airport pickup for all the students. In fact, we are also making arrangement for an outgoing preparatory seminar for the students that have gone through this process, fulfilled all the necessary documents, their visa is ready, accommodation is ready, tickets are ready. Michelle and Anthony were preparing an outgoing seminar for all the students that will be offered admission. The outgoing seminar will be a day like this with all the participants, with all the selected candidates. It's just to share what you should expect when you get to Turkey, so that we avoid we manage the cultural shocks that you might get when you get into the country. So that is a later agenda for this program. So I've touched the admission placement, the admission processing fees, and the visa requirements. What I have not mentioned is the visa fees and the visa processing fees, which is yet to be concluded with the embassy. All right, so the accommodation, the flight, the airport pickup also would come in the list of the fees that will be shared with you in the week. All right, so Let me check if I have my partner here. Okay, he's not here yet, but he has sent me a message that he will be available. So it's not yet, but I'll go on. So if you have any question, just note it down. Once I finish my presentation, you can ask all the questions and we'll provide answers to them. So the next agenda, the next thing on the agenda is the timeline. So what is the timeline? When am I expecting all of these admission fees, logistics, payment, visa, and all? So when am I actually going to get into Turkey? All right. So it is from the timeline that we are working with. Please, and I need you to note this down. We are going to close recruitment this month. We're going to close recruitment on the 21st of July. This month, we're going to close recruitment on the 21st of July. I think it's on a Monday. We're going to close recruitment. So nobody can apply for this program after that day. And if you haven't made any payments, you cannot apply, you cannot make payments. You cannot call me on a Tuesday of 22nd of July to ask me that, please, I want to pay for this program. I will not answer you, please. Please, I will not do that. So that we can meet the other timelines that are required for us to get the students to start the new session in Turkey. So the CBT and online assessment would start from 1st of August to the 7th of August. The CBT and the online assessment will start from the 1st of August to the 7th of August, 2021. Once we close the admission, the registration, you have a week or more to prepare for the assessment. I think that after a week that we close the admission, the registration, we will start the assessment, and it's going to be a week to 1st of August to 7th of August. We're going to make arrangements for that, and I wish you all the best in this program. After the assessment, the admission placement, the timeline for that is admission placement will start from the 11th of August to 31st of August, 2021. Admission placement will start from the 11th of August to 31st of August, 2021, right? So once you qualify, you meet the 50% required minimum test score, would move immediately to begin to start your admission placement so that we meet up with the timeline. Now in September, what we want to achieve in September is that we want to start the visa processing for students that have been offered provisional admission. So September is the month where you make the bulk payments. The payment for your admission fee, admission processing fee, the acceptance fee, the university charges fee that covers Wi-Fi, that covers transportation, cafeteria for some schools, the accommodation, some insurance and all. So that will be September. So we're going to do that in September. And in October, once we are cleared with everything in September, the visa has been given to all the students in September. In October, students will start leaving the country. So I expect that by the first week of October, we're going to have our outgoing preparatory seminar for the selected students to travel to Turkey and who have fulfilled all of the due processes. So that is it. So October is the month we're expecting the students to be in Turkey, to travel to Turkey, to pack their baggages, their luggages, their documents, their credentials, and to tell their family goodbye, to kiss them goodbye. Mommy, I'll be seeing you after I graduate. Daddy, I'll be seeing you after my master's. I'll be seeing you, or I'll be inviting you for my convocation. I'll be inviting you for this ceremony and all of that. So October is the month we are all looking forward to. And, I wish everyone those that have applied, the best in this program. And from Michelle and Anthony, my boss, Mr. Femi Ajulo, and some of my co-workers that were working tirelessly behind the scene to do this, we are assuring you that you are in safe hands. For some of the people that have asked, is this credible? Is this not a scam? Yeah, are you sure? Let me tell you this. I've just got into study abroad, and my experience from people that have lost, opportunities in study abroad and think that others are fraud. I'm not saying that some people out there are not fraud, but when you come across some programs, do your background check. If you check the company behind Wayupabroad, which is Michelle and Anthony, you will know that we are not just an agent trying to survive on $1,000, $2,000 from one student, or we are trying to hustle one family or one student. No, we're not doing that. We are a member of International Councilors for Education, ICEF. We have a lot of schools abroad that we represent in this country. We're not just agents trying to survive. We are in this business. If you go to our website, www.michelleandanthony.net, you'll find that we've been doing this for a long time. We have a lot of opportunities on our website, and we also have our blog. We have every week a new blog that is published. So after this webinar, we have published an article on education on this program, Wayupabroad in Turkey. We have even published another article on getting the best of program, how you can get the best programs abroad. So there are a lot of resources for you to read, a lot of resources for you to help you make better decisions in your career pursuit through study abroad opportunities. So out there to people, Michelle and Anthony, we have been doing this, and we're doing this, and we're in this business. All right. So that's that. So the next thing on the agenda is any other business. I think Mr. Femi is busy right now, and I've not seen my partner, Volga, our representative in Turkey, but I'll go ahead to the any other business. So guys, thank you so much for listening or participating in this webinar. Let's take your questions now. But before we take the questions, those that joined us shortly, that were not part of the getting to know each other, please, I will ask you to unmute your mic, to say hi to us. But we have a roll call that we have established. So the roll call is, you say your name, your nickname, your favorite pet. All right. So my name is Ololade Oloko. My nickname is Kimosabi. My favorite pet is a dog, because my partner, he brought different kinds of animals to the house. So I like this dog in the house. Very playful with everyone. So I'm going to call you by name that I have here. So Kawam, please unmute your mic. Tell us your name, your nickname, and your favorite pet.
Good afternoon. Good evening, rather. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Kaukab Babalola. And I don't have a nickname, but I think my favorite pet is going to be the mouse, probably because I work with them a lot during my researches. Hello, I can't hear you. If you can't hear me, I can't hear you.
So yeah, that is thank you so much. That is a big word, but thank you. I know a lot of Nigerians that are trying to kill the mouse in their houses and all. There's this thing in the
not the black mice anyway, the white ones.
Okay, the albino ones.
Yes, the albino rat.
Okay, please. All right, all right. Then maybe after this session, if anybody likes a mouse, you'd like to get an albino mouse, please contact her. Eric Johnson. Eric Johnson, are you there? Eric Johnson, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Iris Johnson, and my nickname is Tiara. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but the line is breaking, but
Can
we
you
can
hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. All right. I said my name is Iris Johnson, and my nickname is Tiara, but I don't have a favorite pet.
Okay.
Did you get that?
Yes, yes, we did. So, Tiara, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Yes. So the next.
Nice to meet you too.
The next person is Rachel. Rachel, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Your name, your nickname, and your favorite pet.
Adebisi Timile Rachel. My nickname is Rachi, and my favorite pet is dog. Bravo, to be precise.
All right. Thank you, Rachel. We have Adeposi Okupe. Adeposi Okupe is my co-worker. So let's give the floor to Adeposi. Posi, are you there?
All right. Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
we can hear you.
All right. Good evening, everyone. And I'm sure we've learned. I'm sure we've learned a lot from today's session. I'm just going to say that I believe I'm not sure if everyone here has registered for the CBT test. If you are here and you haven't registered, I think that's the most important next step for you. Make sure you're registered, and because that's like the entryway to the way up abroad. We basically want to know those who are serious. The fact that we say institution free doesn't mean there are no other costs attached. Tuition is usually the biggest part of the financial implications for studying abroad, and we're just trying to find a way to help a lot of Nigerian students. So even if all the universities in Nigeria open their doors, there's not enough seats or enough space for all the students in Nigeria, and that's what we are looking for, ways that are cost efficient, that are affordable, to help the Nigerian students. So this is an opportunity, a fantastic one. We've been in this education industry for over 2 decades now, and as Lolade said, we are one of the top education agencies, and not just agencies, representatives in Nigeria. So put your mind at rest. Just do as you are told. Lolade is doing fantastic managing the Way Up Abroad program, and I wish you guys all the best. So thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Posi. Thank you so much for that thought. Joy Adewi, are you there, Joy?
Hi everyone, good evening. My name is Joy Adewi, and my nickname, I have a lot. I think it's just from different businesses. I've been called the pizza girl. I've been called at Fraser's, just different names. So I think it has been a good session. I joined in because I want to use this platform to help some of my younger ones. I have like a number of them. So I'm just trying to listen, to learn, and see the opportunities that we can plug into. So if you're here and you're trying to get into to study abroad, I think this is a very good platform because the convener, the partners are people that I trust. And so I believe this is like the beginning of very, very great things here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Joy. So right now we'll move to the question phase. So I know that you have a lot of questions in your mind, that you're thinking that how can I go through this? How can I get through this? What is all this about? So I just received a message from our partner that he's not in the city due to the death of his father's friend. Okay, we're sorry to hear that, Volga, and I hope that we can have another session for him to join in. Sorry to hear that. I would have loved you all to see his white smiley Turkish face. But we'll go right ahead to the questions. So I like I said, a lot of questions in your mind, and I know that one of the most important questions that is in your mind is how much, all this talk, how much is it? So I'll open the floor to questions. So if you have a question, just wave or raise up your hand, and I'll call you. I will do this in the most polite manner. Okay, Rachel is the first to raise up her hand. Rachel, you have the floor.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Rachel.
Yes, sir. Actually, this is a really an eye-opener. So my question is based on the accommodation fee. And you said it is usually $100 to $120 per month. And to help, it is likely to pay for a year. So my question is it compulsory to pay for a year at once? Can we pay for 6 months or some months? So that's my number one question.
Okay, number one question. All right, so your question is duly noted. Is there consideration for paying for 6-month payment or part payment for the accommodation?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
and
go ahead.
Okay, and about the Turkish language, about learning the Turkish language,
go ahead.
Is $600, is it a fixed price for it, or it can increase or it can't? So that is part of it. And also, I think for now, that's my question for now, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, Rachel. Your questions are duly noted. So the first question is there consideration for part payment of the accommodation fees? Right now, like I said, is the best thing to do. The best thing to do is to pay for a year. But if you think that you cannot afford a year, when you combine all the costs together, when you see how much it is, and you think that adding that extra layer of 6 months will help you meet up with the program and get you abroad, I will discuss with my team and would make that consideration available for you. So I will respond to that in the coming week personally to you. But I think that is a very, very good question. Consider the finances that will be for this program. So thank you so much for that. We would consider part payment. I want to assure you, in the beginning of this project, of this program, we didn't think of online assessment. We only thought of CBT. We had planned that we're not going to do anything outside of Lagos. But we realized that a lot of people were calling us from outside of Lagos, even within Lagos, that are asking for other options. That was how we brought about the online assessment. So we are very, very flexible people at Michelle and Anthony, and would consider this part payment for accommodation for students. It is not something I can say, yes, we should go ahead, because we have our Turkey representative too, to also give us his own opinion or thoughts on this part payment. So if he says it's a go, definitely it will be a go. But I'll come back to you on that, Rachel. Is that okay, Rachel?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the second question is that is the foundational language $600? The cost, is it fixed? Yes, it is fixed for now, except that there are unforeseen circumstances, but we've not seen any unforeseen circumstances regarding the language program for international students. The maximum is only $600, and you are allowed to make payment instrumentally. Instrumentally, you can pay 3 times, you can pay twice, as you have the finances. So it's fixed for now.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Sorry, one question, sir.
Go ahead.
According to what I read online about the program,
Yes.
I saw something of work permits, and I don't think you've talked about it.
Yes, the reason why I did not touch work permit, I just left some other things that people should you should ask. Work permit is available. Students who apply for the work permit through the university. So it is the university that will process the work permit for every international student. So on a general note, work permits are available for international students because that is the means by which they support their education abroad. So it's available. But what I always advise people for work permit is that if you have a certain skill, so for instance, maybe you're a fashion designer, you're a hairdresser, or you're a stylist, or you have a certain skill, you can develop website, you have something that can fetch you money. When you get to Turkey, you don't necessarily, with the available means and the international community that you will be in, you don't need a work permit from the school, because you can provide that service directly to the international students. So what am I saying? So let's say, for instance, you are a fashion designer and you can design this kind of shirt that I wear, or you can design Ankara or different kind of styles. I'm sure that you can approach other students in your class or in your faculty or within that international community to say, oh, I can do this for you, it costs $200. I can do this for you, it costs $200. So so having that, you don't need to go to the university to apply for a work permit to go and get a job from a business in Turkey. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So if you do, yes, work permit is available for students to support their education, but you have to apply through the university. That's why we also have Volga in Turkey to help you with all of these processes. So he knows all the processes of getting students the work permit. It's so unfortunate that it's not here now, but it's available. You can get it to support your education abroad. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, great. Thank you, Rachel. Do we have any other person with any question? If you have any other question, please, if you have any other question relating to this way up abroad, what we've discussed today, what you have in your mind, please raise up your hand. Please raise up your hand. I'm expecting more questions. Please raise up your hand. So whilst you're still thinking about the question, in addition to the work permit, students are allowed to work for about 20 hours every week. In Turkey, you are allowed to work as an international student, you are allowed to work for 20 hours every week in Turkey. And this 20 hours is to make sure that you focus on your primary assignment. Your primary assignment is to study. So the school will limit your work hours, would put a certain limit on the number of hours that you can work permit, so that your employer will comply with the rule, so that you have time to come to the classes, to attend classes, to study, and also have time to go to work, make some money, and support yourself. All right. So that's it about the work permit. Any other question, guys? Any other question? Ari Johnson, do you have any question? Rachel, do you have any question? Tanto, do you have any question?
I don't. No.
Kakab, do you have any other question?
No, not at all, sir.
So everything is clear, guys?
Yes, yeah, sir. Everything. Oh, sorry. Excuse me.
Yes.
Yeah, everything is clear about the processing and all. But for a PhD admission, I got a mail about the peculiarity of a PhD admission.
Okay.
About a change in registration fees and stuff.
Yeah. So for a PhD admission, it's unlike an undergraduate and masters. All right. So because the processes of a PhD admission is quite different. You have to write a proposal. You have to do some other things. I forwarded this issue to Volga, and is currently reviewing it. So we'll come back to you with the procedure. As a PhD, you cannot come and take the CBT test directly. So there's a process we have to take you through for PhD students. You're not the only PhD student that we have. We have a number of them that have applied for PhD in this program. All right, is that clear?
Yes, it's clear. It's clear. Thank you very much. It's clear.
Okay then. Thank you so much. Rachel, you want to say something, Rachel?
Yes, sir. Concerning the international passport here.
Okay.
No, I don't know. The system of Nigeria, it's kind of slow. It's not that fast. So in a situation whereby you're being given admission and all you have to do is to submit your documents, but your international passport is not ready, hope there won't be a problem. And also, because one of my elder brother also gained admission in Turkey, but not through Way Up, and he was given a certain particular day to pay the acceptance fee. So I don't know, probably we have the opportunity here too, or is it an instant payment? So I want to know about that, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rachel. So I'm glad that you can verify everything that we have shared today with your brother, and your brother can certainly verify all of the information that we have shared with you today. Now, for the case of international passport, it is important for anybody that desires to go abroad, whether to study, JAPA, or do anything. The most important thing is that you must have an international passport, valid international passport. It is very important. So, Rachel, what we're going to do is, because we have some links, we're going to share some link for. So, if you need any help regarding any document, like an international passport, we're ready to help you with the link, with the people that we know, that we have, that will help you speed up the process. There is a change already in the immigrations. So if you want to get a new passport, I think it takes about six weeks. And then if you want to renew, it takes about 3 weeks. All right. So that is a new rule in the immigration. But there are ways around it. There's an express visa, and there's an express international passport center in Abuja, and they are planning to open all around the major commercial hubs like Lagos, Port Harcourt, and other states too. So we'll help you with the connection or the people you need in immigration that have worked with us, and they are credible people that will not take your money and run away, people that will not make empty promises and not deliver. All right, so that's one thing we'll do for you for international passport. And this goes out to everyone desiring to study abroad. I think I've had my international passport since when I was in GS3. So that's why I said that if my mom found out about this kind of opportunity way up abroad, I would have been in another country right now. So it is important that you have your international passport. It is important that you have it. It's important. If you have not started the process, start now. Send us an email You know that we always respond to your email. Sometimes I will not sleep, or she will not sleep if we don't reply some of the emails or we don't give you some information that is required about this program. We don't sleep until we do that. So please get your international passports, get your transcripts ready now. Start saving now. Get your documents together now, so, and I know that everything will work for good. All right. So, do we have any other person that has any other question? Any other question? Okay, so I'll take if there's no other question, I'll take your final. Okay, Ari Johnson, you have a question.
Yes, I want to ask, for the CBT, is it going to be in Turkish language or in English language?
The CBT is in English language. The CBT is organized in Nigeria here, so it's in English language. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, and the subject in for the assessment, whether it's CBT or it is online, English, mathematics, and general questions. General questions covers current affairs, issues in Turkey, issues about COVID-19. I think I've given you all of the areas you need to read. Issues about COVID-19, international travel, relationship between Turkey and Nigeria, general current affairs, and all for that. So English, mathematics again, and general questions. All will come in English language to you. Ari Johnson, you have any other question? Ari Johnson, do you have any other question?
No, sir. No, I don't.
You said? Ari Johnson, we can't hear you clearly.
I said no, I don't have any other question.
You don't have any other question? Okay, great.
I said I don't have any other question. Did you get me?
Yes. Clearly, no, clearly.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. It's been a wonderful time with you guys, and I hope that we all make it through this program. We all have a success story part of this program, and I'm sure that the necessary support that you all will need to get an admission abroad will be given to you from Michelle and Anthony at any time, any day. All right. So our office is at 11A Oluwakirele Street, Obafemi Awolowo in Ikeja. You can come down to our office. If you cannot come down to our office, you can follow us on Instagram or our website, www.michelleandanthony.net. If you need resources on how to get abroad, study abroad, and do things abroad, we have a whole lot of resources on our blog that you can learn, you can read. All right. So, okay, somebody said I should come again about the address. Our address is at number 11A Oluwakirele. I'm going to type it to the chat so that everyone can see it. Oluwakirele Street, 11A Oluwakirele Street, Akirele Street, Oluwakirele Street, by Balogun bus stop, Obafemi Awolowo Way, Ikeja. All right, so our website is www.michelleandanthony.net. All right, that's our website. Okay, so guys, I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate your contributions. I really appreciate that you found this program worthy and you dedicated this time to listen to us. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for participating in this webinar. I will leave the floor to you guys to just say randomly bye to everyone or bye to one another. All right, from me, ciao. All right, guys. So unmute your mic and say bye to others.
All right, good night, everybody. I wish you all the best.
All right.
All right, good night, everyone. I wish you all the best success. I hope you see yourself great. Thank you very much, Sam.
Thank you. Rachel, you want to say something? You want to tell us goodbye?